something will just tell you in your head, hey, if you're trying to build your abs or look sexy, you can't be eating pizza and burgers and soda every other day. Okay, you might have to switch that to some vegetables or something. So you need to be able to pass out meaningful waste that when you pass it out, you can actually feel you feel like something has left your body. Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about realistic ways to quit eating junk food. Okay, I got this video idea from one of the comments in one of my previous videos, and I think I also slightly mentioned in the video that I was going to make a video like this. Anyway, I've been thinking about it for a minute, and I know that junk food is one of the biggest hindrances to people's fitness journeys or lifestyles. So, I'm going to give you practical ways to actually quit and give you some practical examples that works for me. And hopefully, if you follow the tips I'm giving you in this video, you'll be on your way to stop eating too much junk food at least. Okay, so before we get started, please make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Make sure you also subscribe. It helps the video so much. And turn on the notification bell so you'll be notified when I post a new video. So I'm going to start by defining what junk food is generally known to be. It depends on where you stay, because in Nigeria, for instance, and I'm saying in Nigeria because I'm from Nigeria, right? We look at things like pizza, burgers, some kinds of pastries, ice cream, and all that stuff as junk food, right? Those are considered snacks. They're not actually considered food in Nigeria. But if you come to a country like America, right, you see people eating that as their actual food. And I'm not saying all Americans do that, but it's just like I'm just trying to compare and contrast what could be considered as junk food. For the sake of this video, I'm going to be referring to junk food as things that are generally considered or perceived as unhealthy foods. So the examples I just gave: pizza, burgers, ice cream, soda, fast food. Fast food is not necessarily junk food, but it is one of the reasons why people are, struggling with getting on track with their fitness goals or their fitness lifestyles. Okay, so I hope we're able to clarify all of that. So my next point is that junk food isn't, and take this with a grain of salt, okay? It isn't necessarily bad per se if you eat it in moderation. So let's say like maybe once in 2 weeks or once in 3 weeks. For me, it's like maybe like a once in a month kind of thing. It just depends, right? But your goal is to try to not rely on junk food as your actual food or as your actual diet. Does that make sense? So for someone like me now, I love eating things like Lunchables. I used to really be obsessed with bread. I used to really love bread. I'm not crazy about bread like that anymore. I'm still kind of battling my love for ice cream. I try not to take it too much. I don't drink soda at all. Like I would indulge once in a while, but you won't come to my house and see soda. So those are like examples, right? I haven't necessarily stopped junk food completely. Like it's just something I'll eat as a snack, like if I'm looking for something to quickly munch on, right? But that doesn't make up my entire diet, because if I do that, then it's going to hinder the progress or the gains that I'm trying to gain, like the healthy weight I was trying to gain at the time. Does that make sense? So the trick is to always eat things in moderation, right? I'm not going to sit here and tell you cut this out completely, because I know that for some people it's just not realistic, especially if you really have an addiction to it or if you really love it. Do you understand? So for somebody who is maybe addicted to soda, now I'm not going to tell you, oh, just stop taking soda. No, because the day you crave it, you can drink like 2 to 3 bottles in one day, and that's not good. I would say that if you're going to consume junk food, and this is just as a start, okay, by the time you progress and you advance and you start seeing results in your body, then your mind, nobody's going to tell you, don't worry, your mind will tell you to stop taking those things as food. The reason I'm giving you all this information in bits and pieces before getting to the actual ways you can cut it is because I'm trying to paint a picture, okay? I'm trying to use this video to tell a story. Now, I'm going to give you some of the disadvantages of eating junk food in excess. It can ruin your gut health. I already made a video on gut health. Hopefully, I'll post that video before this one because I batch create and I'm just like, I don't know which one is going to go up first, but I'll link that video here so you can watch it. It can inflame your gut. It can ruin your gut health. And if your gut health is bad, that means that your digestive system is not going to work the way it's supposed to work. And if your digestive system is not working, what does that mean? It means that you're not going to be able to pass out meaningful waste. And I say meaningful waste because it's not that you go to the bathroom, like you go to poo and then you squeeze out one tiny turd. That's not good enough. Okay, you need to pass out. This is just a me thing, okay? This is not like science or anything. I'm just saying you need to be able to pass out meaningful waste that when you pass it out, you can actually feel you feel like something has left your body. So if you're using the bathroom every day and you're just pushing out one turd, a turd is like poop. I'm trying to be less vulgar in this video. That's why I'm saying turd. So you push out like a tiny turd or something. I don't even know what to call that. Junk food can do that to you. It's like you pulling out chewing gum, right? You're pulling nothing. And that's not good. Another thing is that it slows down your metabolism. Goes back to the same thing with your digestive health, right? If your metabolism is slow, then you won't be able to pass out waste appropriately. Another thing is that it also makes you add unhealthy weight. Now, I know that I said that junk food is not bad per se, but you have to take it in moderation. However, if you continue eating junk food as your actual food, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you're not giving your body the appropriate nutrients, that it needs to succeed and keep your immune system healthy. It doesn't do anything good for you in the long run, okay? Now, I understand that there are some people who might be dealing with something like low sugar, right? And that's up to them. That's between them and their doctor. I know I have a friend that was dealing with that back when we were in school. That's between them and the doctor can advise them appropriately. But you're also adding to your chances of, having all these diseases like diabetes if you keep consuming junk food in excess. Other things that junk food can do to you, or excess junk food can do to you, is to start, when you have gut inflammations, you can maybe start breaking out. It just depends on your body, on what your body likes and what it doesn't like. Another thing is that you can be extremely bloated, and this one is specifically for girls. We go through different phases of our cycles, right? And during your luteal phase, you're more likely to be bloated, right? So now imagine during I've forgotten what the other phases are called. I think, oh my god, I should know this, but I'll leave a list on the screen. Imagine being bloated throughout the entire month. That's so uncomfortable. Like, you're trying to wear clothes and you're trying to like suck your tummy inside, or you're trying to, use a girdle or a waist trainer to like hide it and everything. And it's just making you uncomfortable. You need to start watching what you eat, okay? And start reducing your junk food intake. So now that we've gotten all of that out the way, I'm going to give you the tips or the realistic ways for you to cut out junk food. So the first thing is that you need to learn how to cook, okay? Homemade food is always better than fast food or better than eating out. I know that some people are very, very busy and they want to pay caterers to make food for them and whatnot. That's completely fine. Everybody does what they are able to do. Do you understand? As long as those foods are rich in nutrients and you're actually consuming a balanced diet throughout the week, right? That's fine. But if you don't know how to cook and you're trying to stop eating junk food, you're trying to stop spending money unnecessarily on food that you're not supposed to be eating or food that lacks nutrients for you, the first thing you need to do is learn how to cook. Cooking is not difficult, okay? And cooking is a skill that every individual needs to learn, whether you are a man or whether you're a woman, okay? It's not limited to one gender. If you don't know how to cook, especially if you're a Nigerian, go to Sisi Yemi on YouTube. She has a million recipes that you can always choose from. Learn how to cook, because homemade food is great because you know exactly what is going into your food. If you don't know what is being put in your food, how are you going to know what your body likes and what your body doesn't like? Do you understand? You're just inflaming your gut. You're just giving yourself more or exposing your body to more chances of, unhealthy ingredients, right? But if you know what you're allergic to, if you know how to actually go to the market, shop, and do one or two things, then you can make food by yourself. So that's the first thing, because other things I'm going to say are going to fall under this category. Okay, so if you don't know how to cook, please go and learn how to cook. That's the first thing. The second way to reduce your junk food intake is to find healthy alternatives. Okay. For instance, if you love soda and you love sugar and all that stuff, you can kind of reduce it by, let's say, buying juices, right? And I know that juices still contain, they still contain sugars, but there are some juices that say that they don't have any added sugars, right? So you can buy those ones as a start. Then as you progress, you can start doing things like making smoothies at home. Okay, not buying smoothies from outside because you don't know what they put in it. Again, it still goes back to learning how to cook. Making smoothies at home is a very good substitute for soda and all that stuff. Soda is horrible for you. Do you know how many grams of sugar in one bottle of Coke? Just do a quick Google as you're watching this video. How many grams of sugar in one bottle of Coke or Fanta or all those things? And in Nigeria, we have those things like in excess. So it's very scary when you think about the kind of poison people are constantly ingesting. And sometimes, I want to think of it like in a rational way and say, okay, maybe for people who are laborers, they need all these things for, need to eat heavy or eat those things for strength and whatnot. But it's a whole other rabbit hole I'm not ready to get into. But my point is, if you are trying to find, or if you're trying to quit junk food, you need to find healthy alternatives. Another thing to do, for instance, if you're somebody who loves to maybe eat something like shawarma, I don't think shawarma, this is just an example, I don't think it's unhealthy. I think it just depends on how you make it and what you put in it, or if you want to eat like a protein wrap, right? I've made those before. I think I have a video where I made those. I'll find that video and link it here. If I don't have it, then I'll make one and I'll show you. You can learn how to make it in your house. Okay, so that way you know exactly what you're putting into your meat. If you're seasoning your meat, you know what is going into it. You know the kind of ingredients you're putting into it. Because if you buy from outside, or if you make it a habit to keep buying from outside all the time, you just you just don't know what is inside. I think that's one thing that really scares me the most about eating out. And I'm not particularly against eating out. Like, I love a good fine dining and whatnot, but I'm not going to make that a habit, right? Because I still like home cooked food. There's food at home. Okay. Another thing you can do is find recipes of places that you shop from. So, for instance, if you have a particular restaurant that you like to patronize, you have somebody who makes food for you, you can ask them maybe to send you the recipe, or just do a quick recipe Google or search on YouTube. You don't necessarily have to like keep wasting your money when you can go outside. And I know in Nigeria it's kind of the same thing if you buy food from outside and if you buy the ingredients and actually cook, right? It's almost the same thing. But the difference is that you know what is going into your food. Next thing you can do is meal prep. Now, for this one, I don't know if I want to keep preaching the gospel of meal prep, because I used to do it, but I stopped doing it because I just got bored of eating the same thing for the entire week. And I went back to the timetable my mom made for us as kids. I think I did a video about this, so I'm going to link it here. I went back to doing that, but as a start, you can try to meal prep, right? And meal prep forces you to be disciplined, even if it's just meal prepping for 3 days, right? Or even if it's just for 4 days. If you go to work every day, you can meal prep on the weekends, right? If you don't want to meal prep, you can have the basic foods you need in your house as a Nigerian, right? I'm speaking as a Nigerian because I'm a Nigerian. As a Nigerian, you can cook stew, you can cook soups, you can cook beans. I always have stew, soups, and beans and chicken in the house, right? So that if I want to do quick food like quick semo or quick rice, I can just go and eat it quickly, or just boil potatoes and then do some eggs on the side. Do you understand? So have those nutrients that you know your body needs, right? And find creative ways to change up your recipe so that you don't end up eating the same thing over and over again. So I'm not trying to say that you shouldn't eat out completely, right? I'm just saying you might want to kind of reduce it, especially when it comes to junk food. My next point is discipline. You can't achieve anything. See, you know one thing I really love. One of my friends, Yechi, she just posted a video, I think some like 2 days ago, about, and she was using a lot of fitness analogies in that video. You know one thing I love about fitness, right? It translates to every aspect of your life. If you're disciplined to wake up every day and go to the gym and do something, if you're disciplined to do that, you have the mental capacity to do every other thing you set your mind to. Because it's not easy. It's not easy to wake up early in the morning and go to somewhere you don't necessarily have to go to. But you have to remember that you have goals, and that's where discipline comes in, right? It's not going to be easy. Obviously, you're going to have setbacks occasionally. You're not going to follow your timetable all the time. You're not going to finish your meal prep all the time. But when you keep trying, right, and you build that level of consistency, then it becomes easier over time. And once it becomes a part of your life, like once it becomes a lifestyle, is to get to a point where if you don't do it, you're going to feel guilty. Me now, if I drink soda, I'm going to feel very guilty. If I don't go to the gym on the days I'm supposed to go to the gym, I'm going to feel very guilty because it's now ingrained in me. Just like when you wake up in the morning, before you go out, you have to shower, you have to brush your teeth, right? Because that's something you've been doing since you were a kid, especially as Nigerians. You don't leave the house without showering. So imagine growing up and then starting to leave the house and not brushing your teeth, not showering. You're going to be so uncomfortable throughout the day because you've not done what you're supposed to do. So that's how this also works if you're trying to get rid of junk food in your diet. And then finally, one thing to remember is your goals. What kind of goals do you have? Do you have weight gain goals? Do you have weight loss goals? Your eyes should be on the prize, okay? Your eyes should be on your goals, because when you see your goals and you remember that maybe your goals is to get summer body by May 2025, something will just tell you in your head, hey, if you're trying to build your abs or look sexy, you can't be eating pizza and burgers and soda every other day. Okay, you might have to like switch that to some vegetables or something. so just keep your goals in mind and remember what you're trying to achieve, and hopefully you get there. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching this video. This was just a fun one to film. Actually, I hope it helps, and I hope it will help you in the future as much as you can. Please try to share this video, and give this video a thumbs up if you haven't. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and let me know if there's anything I missed out so that we can get the discussion going. Also, don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I post a new video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.